Hopefully, don't have to cut this stream short. But we do have a game going. Um, this is a base landscapes game, I believe. We've got Zizak, Patrick of the Isles, and um, a Chinese player that I'm not familiar with. Um, it's not an arena game. I did play my first arena game earlier today. That was kind of fun. Um, but yeah, I haven't been playing it too much. I suspect that Patrick might put in swarmlings here. They look very good with both of these pass tiles in. No dwelling pass tile. Late game with the temple event. Definitely a good swarmlings track. Let's see if Patrick agrees. Oh, he put in chaos magicians. I color me surprised. Just gonna uh, add a chat window to my display. Whoops. Alright, whatever. That was... I've been poking around on Twitch trying to sort out some settings. We should probably actually take a look at what's going on in this game. Okay, so we've got late temples. We do have mermaids, which I felt like was one of the natural picks as well, with both ship tiles and the 6 coins in the game. There's also dual water cult rewards and early dwellings. That's all really good for mermaids. We also have auren in the game, so that's going to make things awkward, especially if they get onto the temp ship tile. Mermaids are going to probably have to dig C3 with their first action. In the fourth seat, I say that this is probably a cool game for someone to open with a stronghold if they can. But brown is probably the most natural color to throw in here. Brown or yellow. Don't really want nomads. Nomads kind of crush chaos magicians in an unfun way, so I think it's halflings. Halflings are not cultists and they have internal scoring. Halflings compete for the double dig as well, though realistically in this game they probably just single dig their way down through here. Chaos magicians are going to live and die based on whether or not they get this hex, and I think that they will. So I think that we're going to see Patrick bid on chaos, and that is likely what I am about to do as well. I think that I would bid 10 on chaos versus auren here, because chaos can... They're always getting either the power tile or a spade or the 2 workers, and that means that they can happily open with a hard dig here onto e7. I would do that every time here if I'm chaos magicians. Patrick actually bids on halflings. I think that's also perfectly fine. Halflings are going to be able to expand in the east very happily. This Ai Xiaojiteng bids on chaos. Zach goes on halflings. I'm going to speed the game up a little by bidding on chaos. I think this is a pretty attractive water 2 game for chaos magicians, if you, because you could take water 2 and then bump yourself up to get this reward, and then you can bump yourself up water to get this spade in round 3. If you just bump twice on water after that. I'm going to put chaos at 30, and because I think I just want to play chaos here if I can. And if they don't give it to me, then I will go to mermaids. Okay. I lied. I'm going on to halflings first, but that doesn't mean that we can't go further onto mermaids when the time comes. Patrick goes on to auren before mermaids. That's surprising to me. I don't love that. Yeah, I don't love auren here. I think that they should be the 40. It's a reasonably decent scoring game with these pass tiles in, but it's and the round 5 towns. Round 6 temples always makes you hesitate a little, and the game doesn't have the dwellings tile, which makes it a little iffier to open with a full dwelling rush, but it does have round 3 TPs, which is always quite good, so I'm going to not think too hard about it. One slightly awkward thing about halflings is that auren are very likely to start on c4, so you're dependent on them to get down here. So Zach comes onto halflings. I'm still happy to play chaos, but if they bid me off of chaos, then I think that mermaids are pretty decent value right now. You just open double dig onto c3, f2. Oh, this western neighbor situation is rough. Oh, I didn't notice that. That makes life harder for sure. Not having western neighbors, like, you're highly dependent on chaos to come over here to be your friend. And in this game, it looks like if chaos just hard dig e7, then they're going to be expanding through like this area for most of the game. So that's a good reason for Patrick to be a little wary about going on to mermaids. Now that said, I mean, mermaids neighbor situation is going to be, they're going to have two here, 2 hexes with neighbors here, and then they're going to be on 3 hexes over here with no neighbors. That is at least a little awkward. Auren should open with temp ships, so they're going to open with a single spade onto c5. 1, 2, 3, 4. They can build 4 dwellings with temp ship, and then build a TP. I think that that's reasonably likely. It's hard to say right now. They get out 4 dwellings, then they lose tempo on the 2 key town. Don't love that. Is h4 mermaids playable here? You ship down to here. You try to get like this hex for a town through here. Maybe you let auren onto g3 or something. You start d5 here. I don't know. I don't love that either. Halflings might be a little overbid here. Let's try this. Okay. Looks like this is the game. Hopefully Patrick will come be our friend on E9 soon. We are going to open with a spade. There might be less pressure on E7 than normal this game for chaos even, so that's really good for chaos. I say that because mermaids are in the game, so mermaids will likely open on D5, which makes life a little harder. This is interesting. No one should be placing over here. I certainly don't think chaos should be placing here. Though I mean Patrick could just win the game if mermaids fail to place here. If they place E4, then the game is basically over. Yeah, I mean if mermaids don't place D5 here, then the game is over. And auren has won. So I do hope that that doesn't happen. Okay, they do place D5 at least, so that's good. Hopefully they have the sense to spade this hex. Like if Patrick gets C5, that's also just way more than they had been bid for. So I am concerned that Patrick is getting a steal here if he gets this C3 hex. I want him to be forced to come over here to be friends with me. In my opinion, mermaids should be taking... Actually, mermaids don't necessarily need to take this guy. They could take the single spade in round one, go C1, A4 or something in round one. That's not terrible. I'm probably going to be offered the chance to take E5 instead of G2. G2 is good because it enables me to connect on very little shipping, but we'll see how that works out. Mermaids do take the 3 power tile. Chaos takes the 4, the 2 workers, as expected. I do think that hard digging here is very attractive, but they choose to go for an upgrade first, which is fine. Hopefully mermaids have the sense to double dig here. Like, I think that what should happen here is that mermaids double dig or in single digs. But we're always at the mercy of a bad player. Okay, they take a single dig. Ooh, I really don't like that. I think that's very bad. Well, I think that this means that we got offered double dig then. I'm pretty certain that's what that means because... Oh no, Patrick is going to get double dig. Oh, that's even better for auren. Wow. Okay, so auren are going to get this if chaos don't hard dig E7, then auren are going to get this E7 hex. Oh, hold on. I can do this, right? Yeah. Okay. I should be able to assure myself to double dig by doing this. This way I don't give auren the leech. I guess we should also look at what favor tiles we might want here. Could just be Earth 1. There's a lot of coins in this game, and we're going to get a lot of dwellings out, but if I get offered double dig, then I'm probably going to open TP for dwellings and not worry about the favor tile. Oh, Zach, buddy, what are you doing? I mean, Zizak is probably just going to open with a Sanctuary. That's probably fine, but it's making life a little more awkward for me because I am trying to stall auren on and get myself the double dig here. Mermaids, meanwhile, are laughing to the bank with their leech. All right, in that case, I think that we're gonna scrap the Earth One plan for the moment, and we're just gonna try to angle for double dig, TP for dwellings. This is not what auren wanted. Um, oh, hold on. I need to undo that. My bad, guys. I'm just going to claim this hex so that way I have a chance to come down through here. Right now, there's still a chance I get G2, and there's still a chance I get E5, so that's that rationale. My TP might just go on F3 at this point. So Zach goes Earth 2, Fire 1. That's pretty standard. Has a priest in hand. That's quite nice. So Zach has 2 more actions this round. auren will probably just build G3 and pass then. It's a very slow economic opening for auren. But they'll pass on to the 6 coins. Then they'll be able to open double dig, but they don't really have a place to play double dig. They actually might transform G2 to gray, or possibly B5 to blue. Might be actually better. But we're kind of at the mercy of Patrick's decisions now. I wouldn't be surprised if he wasn't too thrilled with me and decided to do something else. Mermaids are having themselves a think here. They probably should just be passing, I imagine. They took the wrong dig action, and they really kind of screwed auren and themselves. What did they do there? Oh, they took water 1. Yikes. Not good. Patrick builds that. That was expected. Oh shit, mermaids might be able to double dig next round if this is a sanctuary. That's very bad for auren. But then, like we said, auren might just want to single dig onto here anyway, so. So Zach goes onto the earth track, which I think is pretty reasonable, though. I would say that there's a good case for fire to get this power, unless he's going to go with a sanctuary for like fire 2 or something, or water 2. Right now he's not short on power, so he could skip air 2, go water 2 to get this extra bump on power, on fire rather. The value of that would be approximately 2 spades across the game, along with 1 4 power, 2 spades, 1 priest, 1 coin. If we approximate it that way, then it's totally worth it. But of course, the immediacy of Air 2 is always very strong as well. Mermaids get the 6 coins. That's always a very nice, or 7 coins rather. That's always a very nice way to pass. Patrick could advance ship, but probably won't. Maybe I should have encouraged him a little bit by building F3. That would have made him feel a little better. Because, like, Auren green can do 2 ship stuff here, hitting, like, these hexes over here, but they really should just pass and then probably grab, like, a single spade at this point. If I'm Auren, I'm probably passing on to this guy. This priest. They want to play culty anyway. They can send their priest to water. And then they can send the other one to fire or air. Actually, even earth looks good. Like this late spade is good. So Zach's game does look pretty good. But yeah, this was terrible from mermaids. Mermaids really should have double dug and just had C1. Like maybe they get double dig at the beginning of next round and it's all fine, I guess. But this is very rough for Auren, and by extension, it's a little rough for me. I think that the person who's best off because of this is Chaos Magicians right now. It's arguable that I could have just let Auren have the double spade. They could have just dropped their landscape here or something. Or they could have dropped their landscape here, built a dwelling here. But I don't want to give them that much either. But now it is making things awkward right now. Patrick having himself a think here. I should have encouraged him by building this, so that way he would know that he would get spades next round. Though I guess I don't particularly want him to just get spades. But I do want him to pass. I do want him to pass so that he can grab this E7 hex, cut chaos off, and then all my opponents will have hurt each other. Right now, obviously, chaos has been a huge winner from all this. If this hex gets denied, then chaos will kind of be brought back down to earth with all the rest of us. And then we can play kind of an ugly game. Patrick does pass, that's good. That's what we wanted to see. We're going to reward him by giving some leech. Zach takes coins, very understandable. We built this hex. Zach does go Sanctuary. So this gives mermaids the power that they need to double dig if they want. They clearly have hexes that they can double dig. Though, I mean, maybe they go crazy and single dig again. Do we want this TP or not? This is kind of an interesting question here. Oh, Zach did go for water too, by the way. He actually skipped Earth 1, which is pretty interesting. All right, let's do this. Like the avatar, nice. This is unfortunate. Zach getting the spade is very bad for us. Um, do we want this extra worker or do we want the temp ship? The temp ship really doesn't do us anything because I guess we can go TP and then hard dig H5. But I mean, it's still like economically the same if we get this. Maybe we don't want chaos to have temp shipping. They probably want the spade anyway, but not too much we can do about preventing other people from getting stuff right now. All right, I really do hope that Patrick spades this guy first action. I think that that's probably the right call. Quick check to see which favor tile is better, water one or earth one for us. Um, and I think the answer is that it's still earth one. So water one, let's say that we get out like a mild 13 structures. Water one would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. That's 12 points. I'm going to build, that would mean that I build probably 7 more. So that's 14 more structures for earth one. So, okay, the double spade does go. So I'm hopeful that here auren are going to single spade. I think that they really need to. I mean, they could take coins, double advance ship, and build dwellings, but taking this hex away from chaos is pretty key. And auren doesn't want chaos to explode either because, yeah, auren should also not want chaos to just explode because if they take this hex, then auren can still have a chance at the 2-key town. If chaos gets this hex, then it's over. Um, Come on, Patrick, I set you up for this. I gave you that leech for this. No. Wow. Okay. So I think Chaos are going to win this game. I mean, nothing to do about it now, I guess. Can at least deny them Earth 1, I guess. Come down and hard dig H5. Yeah, this is disgustingly good for Chaos Magicians. Next round, they can just build these 2 TPs and it's absolutely off to the races. Especially if they manage to get onto this as well. Oh boy. Okay. There's one outside shot that we have that things can still be okay, which is that our opponents, that we all rush water one as well, and then chaos can't even get water one. Um, that could really hurt them. But if I'm trying to do shenanigans like that, I might just miss out on my connection down here. theoretically, I don't mind losing this G2 hex, but if Chaos does get it, which they're very close to being able to get, I could get cut off on my connection at I7. So I think I actually do need to put quite a bit of priority on securing G2 right now. And I'm thinking that that could mean that I need to take a spade action on this, which is disgusting. Or even just spend all my workers here. And I really hate that idea. Especially because I want to pass and take coins right now. So Patrick's coming here. He's going to give me one leech. I'm going to have just enough stuff to take coins. Um, so this here keeps my options open. I can open with a coins action. And then maybe I just spend 6 workers here and then build I8. It's very ugly, but okay. Chaos is going to become friends with mermaids, so mermaids are going to be pretty happy with that. Um, so that's nice. Zach is going to get to pass on to this, which is incredible. Um, Heroic Logic. Yes, we are playing Terra Mystica. Sorry, I missed this message. I just realized that my chat box actually is quite dark, so let's see if we can change that opacity. And maybe we can also move it to the part of the screen that I want it at. Okay. I think that looks a bit better for our chat box. Um, oh man, mermaids, what are you doing, buddy? Mermaids passed without building a dwelling, so I think I got onto temp ships. They can build E4. That is not good, dude. Just not good. And I guess it's like better to have E4 than not to have E4. Maybe I'm hating on Mermaid's game a little too much here. They seem pretty well off right now. They have plenty of coins, more than I do. They have workers. They have Earth 1. Oh, they have Water 1, not Earth 1. So Zach could still get Earth 1 then. Forgot Zach plays TM as well as Agricola. Yeah, he's trying to get more into TM. So we've actually been playing a lot of games together. It's been pretty fun. He's improving a lot. So sorry, I'm just playing around with my chat settings still because I don't think it's my turn. Um, okay, Patrick finally did build here, so we should be able to get our coins action. So Zach is indeed on the 2 workers tiles. Zach is actually not threatening the Tukey town right now, which is interesting. Um, I think we do got to just take the coins here, and then if we're forced to double hard dig G2, then we just hold our noses and do it. Especially mermaids are a threat to dig e5, so that extra puts makes me interested in g2. Um, yeah, you know what? I'm talking myself into just g2 just might be the play anyway. Um, yeah, unsurprisingly, mermaids come after my hex very aggressively. Um, I don't think that was very good for them, but that's okay. They need neighbors. So Zach, I think, wants. I think that this was a misstep by Zach to go for c2 instead of e8. He could have put his priest off to a cult, um, and then just gone for e8, and then he would have better expansion now. I mean, he's still able to get e8 probably, but I guess this is fine. But like this required a ship advance and a bridge. He's going to get the 2 key town, so he's going to be completely fine. But this is a little less efficient than it could have been, I think, if he had just built e8 and then upgraded 2 TPs with his spade. Because then he has this east open as well. Um, so I'm actually grateful for that slight inefficiency in the Chaos Magician's game plan. I am just going to secure this hex. Actually, hold on. I think that we should actually. I'm going to undo this, which is. I don't like doing that. Sorry, guys. Um, I think that we should probably just advance our digs first. Now let's just take the hex. It's a waste of a few workers, but auren actually have a bunch of workers and not much to do with them. So we're just going to take this hex. This is going to be a late spade game for us, or a late dig advance game for us. We don't have a second temple yet. Um, we don't have a lot going for us actually. It's pretty rough. I suppose that we could convert our priest to a worker and then make a TP here. Um, like the TP is 5 points for us, and building the dwelling next round is actually more points for us as well. So I hate everything about this. This will become a sanctuary eventually, so I'm happy to upgrade there. Giving Patrick Leach also probably means that we get this, so that's cool. If we're allowed to, we're passing for the spade here. We want to build I8, I7 next round, and then maybe make a TP on F5. Here is probably water 1, air 1. It's earth 1. Oh, right. Because I still don't understand why mermaids didn't take earth 1. I really think they should have. Um, so the Chaos Magician's killer game continues. I've probably mentioned this before, but I'm not the biggest fan of opening with Earth 1, and I think that you can see why right now. I'm just so handicapped economically. Um, though, I mean, to be fair, I opened with a semi-dwelling rush. I didn't actually open with Earth 1, so that's pretty disingenuous for me to say. Patrick passes early. He's going to take the spade. Oh, he takes the coins. He might open to the bridge next round, so that's neat. We are going to get the spade like we wanted. So we're going to come down through here. We're going to build these two hexes as fast as we can. Um, we don't have enough stuff to take power action, so yeah, we really are just rushing through here. Patrick will probably stronghold next round, I would think. I kind of imagine a bridge, a stronghold, and a stronghold coming up next round. Um, and then these two hexes. Well, mermaids might beat them to F2. So we are going to be playing this game without water 1. And we've already kind of blown our one chance at building a bunch of TPs. Maybe we should have greeted out G2, but I just felt like it wasn't a great idea this game. I do wonder if there's any chance that we can ship up here to make a town through here, but most likely this is our town down here. And then maybe we just take economic towns and try to ship up here during this round to try to make the rest of our stuff happen. Um, Chaos's one spade is going to go here. It's not clear where their second spade is going to go right now. Um, I guess the other one could just go here so that they can build out dwellings through like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different hexes. Right now they don't have a lot of workers, but they should be able to pass on to this. I am here imagining that Chaos send a priest to water. They could even send a priest to water, buy a second priest, send it to water again. Doesn't seem bad. I'm looking and I could hilariously take h4. I do think that auren should probably respect my ability to take h4 and possibly prioritize this. Do I take that from them if I can? Like, it doesn't actually look that bad to take that hex from auren, because I ideally want to town through here, and I9 is the hex that would get that for me. Alright, so Zizak is closing this with his first action next round, I assume. What mermaids could do to defend it is mermaids could open with a sanctuary for water 2 and then take a town. That would get them a key that lets them close this cult. This game is so sick for Chaos Magicians. It's just disgustingly good. These are some... That's an awkward spot to spade. Zach does spade where I expected. Wow, he has a lot of workers. I guess he bought workers at the end of last round. Auren are just playing greedy. And they kind of have to, right? It makes sense. I think what I'll do is I will just take h4 here. And I know it doesn't sound great, but here's my reasoning for taking h4. Um, if I take h4, then auren are forced to make their town through here. And that's what I want to happen. It gives me a better shot at a town here, and it gives me a better shot at a town here because auren are going to build through here. So I do apologize for this ugliness. I do feel bad for this dig. I think Patrick is probably pretty upset with me right now. I don't blame him. But I mean that is also just part of the risk of playing greedy, right? Like he could have taken a double spade. It's a dwellings round. There's nothing stopping Patrick from double spading h4, f6 with his first action this round. Um, it's a gamble, right? Like you always gamble when you prioritize things in Terra Mystica, and it's just what happens sometimes. There's no question that I am going to lose water one this round. Patrick should probably sanctuary, or Patrick should probably stronghold this round. This is absolutely insane for Chaos Magicians right now. They're going to build 5 dwellings in a dwelling round with Earth 1. That's 20 points. They're already dominating on the cults. Yeah, I think that that's the right one to build first. If I'm Patrick right now, I'm double spading G1, F6. Um, and building G1. Now he takes the priest. Okay. Oh, he's going to advance digs, I see. Well, fair play. So I actually do think that it's pretty possible that Patrick retaliates by taking I7 and or I9 here. Um, I do hope that doesn't happen, but fair play if it does. When it comes to our turn, I think that if we get two leech, we're gonna single spade I7 here. But if we don't, we're probably just going to sanctuary for. We're probably just going to pass on to this and then sanctuary at the beginning of next round. Um, I'm trying to figure out if water 1 or fire 2 is better. And I'm guessing that fire 2 is actually better. Um, Especially if I think I'm getting one of these hexes. Okay, I mean, so we've got 14. So right now I have 10 coins here, 4 coins here. I think that what I should do is I should stronghold at the beginning of next round, secure this hex with a driller, and then sanctuary for fire 2. I have just about enough stuff to do that, um, and that'll get me 2 towns. Basically, if I don't, like if I float one of these hexes next round, then Patrick can definitely take them away. Anyway, the 2 dig advances have happened. The question is now, where are these dwellings going to go? To me, again, I think that building through here makes a lot of sense. Building through here makes sense. Mermaids did not advance their ship in a game with a shipping tile. That feels a little sad. Should I open next round with the coins? I'm not even sure right now. Okay, yeah, Patrick is building through here, but I didn't know that that was happening necessarily, so I am going to miss out on quite a bit of leech here. Patrick is slow playing so that he can get onto a pass tile. That makes a lot of sense. This is one of my sloppier games, I think. I'm not thrilled with how I've played here. I think I just kind of noticed my opponents doing well and I panicked, and so I'm a little sad that Patrick hasn't used his stuff to block anyone else. Like he hasn't like dug this hex or anything. Um, yeah, I'm missing out on a lot of free leech here, or cheap leech rather. All right, I'm going to make the read that I'm not getting fire 2 blocked. So I am going to start with a stronghold, place the driller. Um, no, I'm gonna open to the coins. I'm gonna open to the coins. Then I'm gonna stronghold, place the driller, and then I'll sanctuary for fire 2. I don't think that chaos magicians are that interested in fire 2. I'm just gonna make that read. Um, and if it comes down to it, I'll just make a TP here, and then I'll sanctuary for like air 1 or something instead. Um, I can make a TP here, take a coin town, and then I can sanctuary for air 1. Um, though I suppose I'm probably just not getting this town in that case. I'm so sad about not getting this leech. Patrick is putting together quite a good game of his own. Um, Chaos are finally almost done. They shouldn't be able to outstall um, auren here, though it's not clear that auren want to stall anymore. I guess like this tile is slightly better than the TP tile, but maybe not. They probably want to build 2 TPs. Yeah, okay. We have to play really greedy right here. We need to open to the coins. Um, then we need to stronghold. Um, so that's what's going to happen. We're going to open with coins, then we're going to stronghold. We're going to get this hex, then we're going to take fire 2, and then 2 towns, and we'll figure out what those towns are. We'll try to temple for water 1 if we're allowed to in the temple final round. Um, we may not be allowed to, and that's pretty understandable. Mermaids built a TP instead of building their final dwelling. I don't like that. I guess it helped balance their economy, but it's a dwelling scoring round. I would have just built the dwelling. They do have a little town going on here, which is cool. So they do have a 3-town game plan. Um, the saddest leech that I'm missing is this free leech for sure. Actually, yeah, Patrick doesn't really have the coins to be blocking me right now. Okay. Mermaids grab a single spade. Squeeze out 1 town. So Zach probably wants to double spade E2 so that he can make it. Actually, Zach should double spade F2 to kill this town here, but that might be an unnecessary block. Because that really hurts Mermaid's ability to make this town through here. I thought that this was going to be a sanctuary. Um, it's a coin town. That seems pretty sensible, I think. All right, so new theory. What if we just go more standard? Um, We go Sanctuary, TP, Stronghold, and then drop the landscape. So the Sanctuary would then be for Water 1 instead of for Fire 2. Actually, Fire 2 still seems pretty good, right? Like this stuff here seems pretty good. I don't love this for Zizak. I think that's a slight misstep, but he's crushing me, so I'm not going to worry too much about the CM plan. So this is definitely happening. The question is this Water 1 or is this Fire 2? Fire 2 is a third town. Water 1 is probably, it's 6 points this round. So Water 1 is slightly better this round. Water 1 takes away points from other players, so that's good. We're probably placing the driller like here. So we're not getting another town if this is the case. I think the extra town is better. I think that we want this town here. And then we might be able to get this town this round as well. So let's make it a workers' town. So what I'm seeing here is I could stronghold here, drop the driller here, and then make 2 TPs. That requires 3 more coins. So the next one is either, maybe is just a coin town. But then I do get 2 things out here, and then I can figure out what town I want from there. Actually, I guess as long as it's going to be the driller anyway. Um, Actually, as long as I'm taking a coin town anyway, it might as well be a dwelling here. Dwelling and 2 TPs. And then last round, I definitely want a sanctuary for air 1. And then I advance ship a couple times. Advance digs. And then we might be last on network, but such is life. Yeah, that's going to be our game. It's not pretty, but we should probably leave this hex open for us to build on in the future. No, this hex should remain open so that it can become our driller hex for cheap later. So that's the plan there. Put our dwelling down. So we will need to go priest to worker. I think that that's pretty fine. We're going to have 7 workers for next round. And 2 priests. Yeah, we probably just want a priest town here then. We could put the driller here and then build a TP here. But I think that that has to be way too many workers spent on expensive digs. Mermaids might go for. They're going for either fire 2 or a stronghold. I think fire 2 is probably better because they do want this up here. Um, this town up here as well. But they could make this town without that. So they are getting some spades off the cult. Yeah, wow, our network is garbage. Um, we played a very poor game. I think we probably deserve the loss that's coming to us. Is this a priest town? It's almost certainly not an 8-pointer. Um, Ship town seems okay as well. It does get me connected. But the priest town is a lot more points. Points are good. The other thing I guess I could have taken was a worker town, and then I could have advanced digs once here. But I do think I need the priest support right now. Um, I kind of think that maybe we should just fill up these 2 priest slots. Um, we'll be one short. We'll be a couple priests short then in that case. That's no good. We don't want to be short priest spots. Okay, so it is fire 2 from mermaids. They just didn't want to build a big building, so that seems very sensible. They'll be very competitive on network. Okay, so maybe the final priest to air is good, because that's 2 points. Um, and then we just pass for this guy. Oh, do we outlast Patrick? That was not. I was not thinking that that was going to happen, but it does look like we're going to get onto a pass tile. So that's actually quite a nice break for us. It may just not be worth our time to connect. Even though it's only one shipping, I'm looking at it and it seems like the writing might be on the wall that it's not worth it to actually connect. I guess we're kind of competitive with Chaos. Chaos have slightly underwhelmed a little bit, but I only have one more cheap hex and I want to place the driller, I guess. Um, and I don't think I'm even going to get to 2 shipping, so this might not happen. Yeah, in fact, it doesn't even really look like I can afford to connect. So let's see, what are we really doing then? We're probably templing. We're almost certainly going to temple next round. Um, that's probably about all that we can afford, right? Because we're also going to dig advance twice. Auren are probably actually going to open with 2 workers, so I could grab the coins. Um, I could grab the coins or I could grab the priest. If I do take the priest, that means that I'm going to advance. I would be advancing ship and on digs. That's that's what taking the priest says. And then I'm probably just going to build this hex. And then I would have 6 stuff remaining on my board. But I think that Chaos Magicians, they have 1 red here. They can dig. They have 2 reds here. And then they can get 2 more reds for very cheap. So Chaos is going to get to 4 structures. Auren are going to easily get to 4 structures. Getting to 4 structures is quite a struggle for me. And mermaids are going to get to 3 or even 2 structures. So yeah, I'm not sure that it's actually worth my time to try to connect. I have 12 points coming from ship advances. I can temple for air 1. That's probably going to be 3 points of air 1 plus 7 points from the temple. Minus 2 points. That's a 5-point temple for the cost of 7 resources, which could have been 2 points from digging because it's 2 workers, plus 2 points from the 5 coins. MLP Nix, sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. So you're saying that you missed that I was on. Probably should have had notifications on. Yeah, I mean, that's whatever. I don't have that frame around the camera for it. That's correct. I am on a different computer today. And we're playing halflings without the dig upgrade. It feels counterintuitive. It is counterintuitive. We played a very weird game, and as you can see, it hasn't turned out great. I'm not sure that I love this game. In fact, I'm almost sure that I don't love this game very much. This could be a 4th place here. If we look at our opponents, Zizak has... I mean, our opponents have a lot of points coming in. That's the short version of it. What's Patrick going to temple for? Patrick probably temples for water 1 or air 1. Probably air 1. He could take fire 2 instead. I guess fire 2 might be good because it's points on me. I think that Auren might want temple, build, TP there. Oh, okay. Temple's first action. That's fire 2. Okay, takes the last copy of fire 2. That's fine. Zizak should be fine with that. I'd probably just take the coins here. So the downside of taking the coins is that it definitely means that I'm not going to connect. But I think that we already said that connecting was just not worth it anyway. We would need the priest to connect, and that kind of feels like a waste of time, right? So this converts my 4 things into 2 points. Taking 2 workers also converts it into 2 points. This, I guess, is a little better for Temple Dreams. And do our opponents want it? Yeah, Zizak really wants that, so... we're going to concede network. We're just going to try to make as many points as we can. Our next action is going to be to temple for air 1. So you won your league in Snellman? Nice. But I did too, so I'm probably not gonna be in the next season. Were you in Division 4? Yeah. I won. I'm pretty proud of my Snellman performance. I won every game this season, so that was pretty cool. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's really a way that I can get more than the points from Air 1, so I'm just going to temple for Air 1 next, I think. Anyway, yeah, I am not super proud of this performance. We're gonna end this game with we're gonna pass for 7, so that's 120. We're going to have 4 points from. Sorry, we're gonna have 4 points from the temple, so that's 131. We're gonna advance digs twice, so that's uh, what did I say I was at? Sorry, I think I said I was at 131, right? From passing for 7, that's 118. 4 points is on the temple is um, sorry, 120 from the pass. 4 points from the temple is 124. Advanced digs twice is 136. And then we just dig twice for 138. And then we have like 2 resource points left over, 140. 140 doesn't sound that bad, but I guess like if you look at how many points everyone else is going to have, it's not a lot. I don't understand why mermaids are thinking so long here. They probably should just build stuff. Am I wrong? They should probably just take a single spade or something. This single spade, it gets them a hex that they need. And then they get this. Or they could have just hard dug even. Yeah, I guess they can just hard dig and then build this. And then they're trying to think of how many, if they need leech to get this, which is so they can advance digs all the way. That's fine. We said we were taking air 1. You rocketed from 6 to 3, but you're out of your comfort zone now. Yeah. 141 starting on 40 is just not great. I mean, yeah, it's not. This was not a great game. Um, the only thing that we really did well this game was we hit 3 towns in the town round. But this Earth one was like we already had 6 of these built already, so the Earth one was only 10 points. So we only have 10 points, 13 points from favors this game. We have like okay passing points, but so does everyone else. That's the problem. I guess our big issue is that we just never got our priest production up, and we just hard dug like a ton of times so that we could secure our hexes. Like usually we don't focus that hard on securing hexes, but for some reason I just had like a lot of anxiety this game, and I did stuff that I played in a way that like is not true to myself. I feel like so I guess that's part of what I'm like least happy about with this game. We played in a way that wasn't true to our identity. I think that we started on, by the way, around. I think we started on 39 or 31 points. I think we bid them down to 31. So yeah, like in a regular game, that would probably be like a 129, which is obviously not winning. Um, I definitely got tilted by the fact that my opponents were doing well, but like there was no reason to get, tilted by that. Like my opponents are allowed to do well. So how we probably should have, like, I was hoping that my opponents would block each other more, but they didn't. And I think that Patrick is probably benefiting from the fact that he didn't block right now, whereas I made very aggressive moves and I'm regretting them all very heavily. Especially like this pass, I could have gotten so much more leech. Especially like I could have gotten these free leeches um, that I failed to secure. So like honestly, like our problems began very early when we hard dug G2. We could have just advanced digs and then dug G2 that round. That was probably the right play. We also didn't have to build that TP for 5 points, but it hurt our worker economy. I don't know. There were like lots of small decisions that we could have done. So um, if they're playing well, then I don't need to be frustrated when I'm making bad moves that hurt both them and me. I mean, no one really hurt me this game. I just kind of got like overly panicked about moves, and I didn't play very well because of it. Unfortunately, I don't have excuses there. Mermaids are not going to advance their ship all the way. It looks like they're just going to get to 14 and then advance ship. I don't even know if they're going to get to 14. Maybe they just want to advance ship twice and not worry about that. Seems kind of iffy not to get to 14 though, because 14 could be outright winning network, and instead they might concede points to others. Don't love that. Nice little move from Zizak. Gets this. Mermaids put a priest to the cults. Don't really know what that's about, but whatever, that's fine. They do have air one, so they're going to be passing for a bunch. We don't have actually many spaces to build on, so um, we could have built a dwelling instead, but that costs us a resource point. So it costs us a dig point and a resource point for 2 earth 1 points. So I don't think building the dwelling is actually doing us anything. It gives us the opportunity to take 2 free leech for 1 extra point, but I'm just not that concerned about that. So Oh, Patrick played this pretty risky. He's not connected. Um, was Patrick's plan to dig through these two hexes to connect? Or, oh, he's on 9, so he might just be saying it's okay to take 6 points on network instead of. Maybe Patrick thinks it's okay to take 6 points on network instead of competing really hard for like everything. Because if mermaids buy the priest, then Patrick is in trouble in terms of connection. Is he okay with being in trouble in terms of connection? He could just temple. Um, he bought 2 workers for a reason. I'm not sure what that reason was. I don't like. I mean, Patrick did wind up getting 2 towns pretty nicely, but I think that he could have, like, I thought that it would have been better for him to hurt mermaids more this game compared to what he did. Like, this has obviously worked out okay for him. He's probably beating me, for example, but don't love it overall. Man, losing to mermaids is going to be rough, huh? This is probably buying the priest, I assume. Buy the priest, advance ship, get to 117, and then you have enough stuff to dig down 1 more dwelling. Um, and that's 14 network. And the way I see it, that has to be worth it, but maybe others don't agree with my evaluation there. Wow, man, this is this is really wild. I guess Air One is good. Yeah, Air One is good. So, um, so Patrick passes with 2 resource points, gets 3 points here. So that's 5, 124. He's gonna have 6 points on network, so that's 130, 134, 137, 139, 142. I think we're actually gonna tie at 142. If I'm not wrong. I think I have 2 points on the cult here, so yeah, I think that we might tie at 142. Zizak has this one. He should be hard digging this down for the win. He's gonna have a resource point as well after that. Yeah, Zach will have 1 resource point by closing out these 2 cults. Oh wait, Patrick is gonna get this priest. That is insane. Okay, so Patrick is ahead of me then, because he buys the priest, advances ship. That's 121. Passes 124. Yeah, 124 plus the same amount of endgame points is enough. Plus mermaids. Mermaids do need to build this though, like they do. Um, yeah, I think we're 4th place here at not the strongest table. No, Patrick can still ship if he takes the priest. Yeah, but the thing is, he wasn't guaranteed to get the priest. He wasn't guaranteed to get that leech. Zach could have just slow played this. Um, oh, mermaids take the priest. Okay, so Patrick is tying us at 142, I believe. Zach is crushing this game though, right? Like he has a resource point, so that's 105. Passes for 8, that's 113. Um, Wins network outright. Depending on what mermaids do, might win network outright. Um, that'd be 131 plus this is 160s, 163 or something. We were very worried about Chaos Magicians taking this, but at the same time we could have advanced our dig and then built G2 that round instead of just hard digging this as is, because the only person who was threatening this was Auren at the time, and in the end Patrick didn't play like that. So I think that this was definitely one of our missteps on this hex here. Yeah, Patrick doesn't have the stronghold. So what about mermaids? Let's say mermaids advance their ship. They get to 4 shipping, so that's 110. They pass for 16, 126. They got 12 on network, 138. Yeah, so they're ahead of us too. So yeah, we actually lost to both these 200 rated players. Um, so yeah, guys, don't play badly. Yeah, mermaids do just advance their ship, which is unfortunate. Um, that's 7 points for them. They could have had 1 plus 3. They could have had 4 points, but it's a swing of more than 4 points versus chaos. But advancing ship, I suppose, is just better since Patrick didn't advance his ship. Tip of the day: play well, not bad. Yeah, I mean, part of it is like just don't get too. There's a lot of things that I just like didn't do right this game. Um, I think that the bids were probably fine. I think that it was probably fine that I bid on halflings. But I got thrown off when mermaids took single dig and denied and offered Auren the double dig. I just really didn't want them to get that. So I played and I got the double dig. And then I didn't build a temple early. And then when I did temple, I templed for Earth 1 and kind of crippled my economy. And then after that I got scared about my hexes, so I started spending too many workers on them. Um, I focus on denying this. Like I denied this town from Auren, and like I got them to build through here, but then I missed out on the leech. Like basically everything that I tried kept blowing up in my face like repeatedly. Um, so yeah, I do deserve to lose this game. Hey Zach, congrats. Um, Not my finest game. Um, I don't know why I got so addicted to spending uh, all my workers on all these digs. I started playing scared, which is like the opposite of what I normally advise people to do. So definitely a loss that was earned. So I think that possibly both Patrick and I are way, way happier if I come after this yellow hex instead of this blue hex here. Um, yeah. Um, Obviously, your game was amazing. I think that basically, no, yeah. I mean, this is definitely your best game. Um, I think that you got a lot of good breaks, but I mean, in the end, like it's on other players to make sure that you don't get those breaks, and it's on me as well. Like you getting onto the spade in round one was probably something that shouldn't have happened, and I kind of let it happen because I didn't play it like quite as slowly as I could have. Right, like when I double spaded, I built a hex, but maybe I could have foreseen that you were coming for that, and I could have played slower. Um, this round three, I could have advanced my digs before building this G2 hex. So overall, you did really well. And honestly, I still think that there were places that you could have. Yeah, you stalled with water too. That was good too. I think there were places that you could have even played like a little more precisely. Like I think that this bridge didn't really do you any good. You were probably better off just building through here. But honestly, like my biggest fear this game for mermaids, like I almost played mermaids. My biggest fear was that I wouldn't get neighbors here, but you provided them with those neighbors, and it was mutually beneficial for you guys, and that's honestly kind of the story of the game, right? So um, we're placed third here, I guess. So yeah, I mean, no end game points was awful for us. You had 50 end game points. That was very good for you. Um, I mean, three towns was just like I didn't need to fixate so hard on towns, but honestly, like it helped me hit the scoring track. Um, I thought that I was going to do better on the bonus tiles than I did, but that didn't wind up happening either. So yeah, honestly, uh, like you don't need to play perfectly. Like I never play a perfect game, even in my wins. So honestly, just congrats. We will, you know, and you got to have it on stream too, so that's also nice. Um, I am probably gonna head off. For all the Americans watching, hopefully you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Um, It'll probably be quite a while before it might be like a week and a half before I stream again. Might be like a week. We'll see. Um, Probably unlikely that I stream this weekend, but we'll see as well. So that's about it. Thanks everyone. We'll see you later.